It is finally spring in the UK, and that means spring horror movies are in full season. And I'm going to be recommending you some spring horror movies to watch. And the first movie I'm recommending is April Fool's Day. It's basically about a group of college friends who go to a remote mansion, and because the film is obviously called April Fools, there is a prank that's happening, but the prank kind of goes too far. This film literally keeps you guessing all the way through, and there's some really good plot twists to the point where I think I've watched this film about 4 or 5 times now, and every single time the plot twist has actually shocked me. Cabin Fever 2002 is my next recommendation. I know a lot of people are going to see this as a summer horror film, but me personally, I do class this as spring, and I prefer to watch it during the spring season. Basically, a group of friends go into this cabin, and there's something not quite right with the water. This film is kind of creepy, it's gory, so if you love that gore when you watch your horror films, definitely watch Cabin Fever. The Ruins that came out in 2008 is also another one that I absolutely love to watch during spring. Definitely recommend watching this if you're into like an adventure sort of horror movie. This movie is set in a Mexican jungle and things just go downwards really quick. So The Ruins is another gory horror movie. Like I said, if you're into your gore, definitely check this one out as well. And the ending to me is actually quite shocking. Now, if you love 70s horror movies, you need to check out Tourist Trap. Basically, a group of young travellers get stuck on roadside, they find a museum, and then things go terribly wrong. Maybe they shouldn't have went into the museum, put it that way. Also, if you enjoy House of Wax and Maniac, then you're going to love Tourist Trap. Now, if you're into torture horror and a really gory horror, then I would definitely recommend watching Hostel as well this spring. This movie is just a wild ride from start to finish. It's gory, it's kind of got a little bit of dark humour, and it's absolutely shocking. Midsummer is a movie that I watch every spring as well, and this movie just has my whole heart. Midsummer is just honestly so beautiful. It's shot absolutely beautifully. The story is really sad, but it's also quite disturbing, especially towards the end. That scene gets me every single time. But if you want a creature feature to watch during spring, I actually recommend watching Piranha 3D. Set around spring break, but this spring break has a very gruesome, horrible turn. There's a little bit of comedy in this film, but I would say most of all it's just fun, it's gory, and like I said, if you love creature features, definitely watch. This recommendation is Spring, which came out in 2014. It is about a young man who goes to Italy. He falls in love with a woman, but she is hiding some very dark secrets. I feel like this movie is very well done, and it is also visually stunning. Plenty of plot twists that keep you guessing throughout the film as well. Creepy at times, and like I said, this is just generally a really good watch, especially if you love mysterious horror movies. Fan of 80s horror movies like myself, then you need to check out Shallow Grave. This is basically about a group of friends who are on their way to spring break. They end up seeing something that they weren't supposed to see, and they get stalked. This movie is so dark, it's brutal, and it's actually really ruthless. This movie is also a must watch for me, and if you're a fan of Stephen King like I am as well, then you definitely need to check out Carrie. Carrie 1976 is based around a girl called Carrie who ends up getting bullied by people in her school, and things at home aren't perfect either. She then gets invited to spring prom, and things just go horribly wrong. This movie is actually quite beautiful. It's sad. There will be some moments where you're literally cheering Carrie on. You will be rooting for that girl. It's very emotional, and it is also very raw. And this is also one of my favourite Stephen King's adaptations. I also feel like every kind of horror fan needs to check out Carrie at some point. My final spring horror movie recommendation is a sci-fi. So if you love sci-fi, then I recommend watching Critters 2. Basically, a group of people find these eggs and they think that they're Easter eggs, but they are actually the critters. The eggs begin to hatch and things just go west very quick. In my opinion, I do think this is way better than the first one. It's funnier, it's more unhinged, and you're just going to have so much fun with it, especially if you love Gremlins. They are all my spring horror movie recommendations. If you've seen any of these films, let me know your thoughts. I would love to know them, and tell me your favourite spring horror movie to watch.